Benjamin, welcome to the Dr. Cloud Show. And his question is a marital trust question. Here it is, people. In the most important areas like finances, faithfulness, or my love for her, she's distrustful. I'm not sure what I can do differently. What actions or words can I take to show her that I am trustworthy? Benjamin, great question. Tell me how I can help you.
Well, you've phrased the question very well through the help of your producer there, and I'm ready to listen, my friend.
Well, tell me, give me some specific examples. Like you said, in finances, faithfulness, or your love for her, what happens? Paint the picture for us.
Well, as I was sharing with the producer, for example, there's a lot of doubt as to whether or not I love her. And this is her speaking to me, sharing phrases, that seem to repeat themselves. For example, are you sure that I'm the one you're supposed to have married? And here we are 16 years into marriage.
Oh, 16 years,
5 kids. Lots of between step one and here. And, these are questions and misgivings that seem to be in play during dating and engagement time. And, it's been nothing but reassurance from me to her on this, thinking, well, surely she'll get over this and we'll get past this once I've proven myself to her further, because apparently what happened so far has not been proof of that. She was the first girl I ever dated, virgin when we got married, saved myself for her, prayed for her since the time I was 16 years old, not knowing who I was praying for specifically. But yes, I was very sure that she was the one. And so she's not sure that I'm sure she's the one somehow. So hopefully that gives a little bit of backdrop with some of the general misgivings she has. Carries over into, as I shared with the gentleman, any area of significance seems to have that same doubt. Yeah.
So obviously, I mean, if everything you're saying is like it is, which I don't have reason to doubt you, you've loved her, you've been consistent, you've tried to do everything you know to do. Apparently, or usually in situations like this, it's not something you have done that's caused this. It's something that it's a lack of trust or ability to trust or believe that somebody loves her that she's bringing to the relationship, right?
Yes.
And so why? Like, where does that come from? A, and B, can she own that? And C, has she ever had any kind of help? Because generally that has something to do with somebody's really been hurt. She's bringing some hurt into this relationship from previous lives, so to speak.
Yes.
So what's she done? Has she been in therapy over this, saying I have a tendency to mistrust my husband and think he doesn't love me and I need help?
She's never been through therapy. A lot of avenues that I've pursued have been either shelved or ignored, or I'm more interested in working towards things than she would be. So there's kind of been a general stiff arm towards a Heisman approach to those kinds of things, I would say.
And so I'm gonna give you some ideas, okay? One of them is that when it's not happening, going to her and saying, sweetheart, we've talked about this a lot. To the best of my ability, as far as I know, to the best of my ability, for 16 years, I have loved you with my whole heart. I know that's true because it's my heart. I can speak from that. And I've tried the best I know how to show you that. Okay. Now, as I understand it, your experience is that it's difficult for you to believe that. Am I right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So I don't know what else for me to do. Can you tell me something more I could do to help you know that's true? What would she say?
Things that she has said in the past would include more exclusive time, be it date nights,
Okay,
gifts.
question. Do we have date nights?
Not as many as we could, but yes, there have been.
As many as you could is kind of a theoretical number, right? So are there
Right.
okay, now we're getting into some nuances. Are there ways in which you have agreed to stuff or said stuff and then haven't done it, and then she uses that to confirm her thought that you don't love her?
There could be some of that, best intentions and you know, pushing towards goals but not achieving them. Yes, there certainly could be some of that may be brought into the equation. Not a purposeful misleading of, but unfulfilled expectations, I suppose you could say.
Okay. So here's probably what I would do, and I wish I had way more time to unpack this, even with her. I'd love to talk to her, but here's what I would do. I, I would want to listen to her in this kind of conversation first. So, so tell me what the specific things are that I could be doing, because I'd like to, we can't fix the past. Let's go forward. Okay. Specific things that I could do that would help you know that I would love you. Okay. Now, here's a caveat to that, Benjamin. What she might, if she said, well, date nights, if we were going date time, okay, I'll be glad to do that. Okay. Let's get a date night. And she says, no, if you loved me, you would do 3 date nights a week. Well, I'm not going to agree to that. And I'm going to say, Mary, or whatever her name is, Mary, I do love you, and I will go on a date night. I can go on a date night 1 night a week, given everything else that we have to do and I have to do. And I can agree to 1. I can't agree to 5. All right. So the point being, if you structure it and get some clear expectations, and that doesn't mean that you have to prove to her according to her criteria. Because look, it's my love, not hers. Now, on the other side of that, I do want to know what speaks love to her and make as many concessions as I can. But sometimes there are limits and we can't, and don't get hijacked by that. Now, where is all this going? Well, where it's going is if you can get an agreement like that, if she can come that far, then say, okay, so let's watch it over the next month and let's review this and kind of see how we do. Now, here's the thing. Second question for you, Mary. If I fail in one of these, what will we do then? What's going to be our way of repairing that that I really do care about, that I let you down? Because I promise I'm probably not going to be perfect. No human is. But how will we repair it? And I would get all that set up. All right. Now, then what's going to happen if everything you said about how she is like she is? This isn't going to work. So everything I've told you is not going to work. Potentially. Hope it will, but probably isn't. Then right? Because she has trust issues. So when it gets to
Right.
when you've done everything perfectly and then she still doesn't trust you, then you can say, because you kind of earn the right to it, then you can say, you know what? I do love you. I want you to know I love you. I don't know what more I can do. I've tried to do everything that you think that I can do. So right now, I'm kind of at a loss to know what to do differently. So the only thing I know to do then is for us to go get some help together. And that's where I would make a very strong stand about I don't know what else to do. I want us to be in a good place. I'm helpless. I'm powerless. I'm waving the white flag on my ability to make this better. So let's go see somebody. And that's probably how I would approach it and get her in there.
Well, I thank you for that, coming in blind as you were. I guess part of the scenario is that in the earlier years of our relationship, the areas that she claims to be, needing more assistance in, reassuring and so on, those were present. We're certainly in a different financial bracket then. There's a long story between here and there, but that was much more a part of things between gift giving, which is important to her, one of her love languages, and also special, exclusive time through dating and so on. But yet, even in that point in time, it didn't seem to make a difference. So when help has been sought or similar conversation, what you're describing has been had, let's get some help. The help has not been accepted. It was not something that it was received, and no willingness to try to take it outside of ourselves. So I've kind of already been down that path.
Well, hang on. You've been down the path of trying to get her to help and it didn't work. That doesn't mean you can't try it again. And that doesn't mean that you might have to take a little stronger stand on it. And at some point, when you've tried everything possible and you jump through as many hoops as you can and you're performing well, when she wants to have that conversation again, you say, I'm not going to have this conversation again with just the two of us because it doesn't go anywhere. We don't get to a better place. And I will have it. I want to have it, but I'll only do it in a counselor's office. And so at that point, I would probably, when you've done everything you can do, all you can do is say, that's all I can do. And I'm willing to take the next step, but it's going to be a different step.